dear Rector, the Council of the University and the management of the University, deans and academic family, students and alumni, cooperation partners and our dear guests. Welcome to the 104th anniversary festive ceremony of the Tallinn University of Technology. We would kindly like to ask you to bring in the flags. For the opening of the festive anniversary ceremony, we will now give the floor to the Rector, Professor Tiit. Dear academic family, in today's festive ceremony of the anniversary of the Tallinn University of Technology, there is no other way than to call us all a family. We are all together here in order to serve the same purpose, to hold up high the flag of a smarter life and better future. We work together, we stick together. But with a touch of sadness in my voice, I also have to say today that in the near future, we don't only need to stick together, but we also need to save together. As a university, and you and I as its staff, we must find the will and possibilities to go through the economically and also politically difficult times. This also means simple cuts and savings. Our history, which we well recall today, will give us plenty of motivations and lessons to learn to make this happen. Since 1918, when we started our journey, the Tallinn University of Technology has gone through some difficult times. But in every era, there have been courageous people who have made bold decisions and found alternative paths, but also to cope with the difficult times while awaiting for the better days to come. Today I wish myself, and I would like to recommend you to behave in two ways. First, and it seems to be the basics, let's always switch off the lights unless we really need them. Let's close the water tap. Let's save energy, which is meant for air conditioning and the heating of the rooms. And no, of course, we cannot work in the dark, in a stuffy room, or when we are cold. But university premises are large and contain lots of staff members. Every square meter counts, and everybody's thoughts and actions count as well. If we think and act together, we'll be able to make it. My second plea today concerns creative ideas, but also in the same subject area. We cannot be saving without an end in sight. It can only be a preliminary measure. We cannot behave the same way as the institutions, including educational institutions, which do not have the best specialists in the fields of heating, ventilation, energy, and construction. We do have these people, and we are very proud of them. Thus, we also have to send out different alternative messages. This is what we expect from us and what the society awaits from us. And it is clear that innovation alone cannot fully solve the current challenges. Innovation might not also make a difference tomorrow or the day after, but Tallinn University of Technology has to have abundance of solutions, ideas and visions on how things might work in the future, so that heating, electricity and other good things that we are accustomed to in the 21st century could be affordable, effective and sustainable. And we have to talk about these visions and also do it publicly. And this is how we support our society, our state and the people. Dear academic family, we are as strong and as successful as we dare to believe and dream. Many great things happen when people dream and believe in success. The more we should also hope that the 104 years of journey of our university will give us a justified expectation to new dreams. And one of our big dreams, our own campus, became reality about 60 years ago. This campus needs to be renovated, which is natural. But more importantly, the campus has retained its character and importance through the 6 decades and also has a fresh vibe to its architecture in 2022. I am sincerely happy that the history is reflected in an exhibition which was visited by hundreds of people already. An important addition to this was a campus party, which was a great success, where many of you also went. I would like to thank you all who made this exhibition a reality. My special appreciation goes to Ebdofri, an associate professor in the Department of Civil Engineering and Architecture. Thank you also to the co-authors, Tõnis Liibek, Director of the Library, and Kadri Kallaste, our Head of Museum. I would like to also thank you, the team, Milvi Mahtra, Marita Baas, and Signe Jansson from the University Library. Thank you to you, Krista Lepland and Malle Jürgensen from the design office Laika, Belka, and Strelka. But the glory of history and the past would fade when we would not be using them as the basis for the future. And this is why we try to see the future in a positive way. To have a bit more exciting get-together, I would like to here and now announce a competition for the Rector's Cup. The competition is the following. It is aimed at all the members of our family, those who aim high, those who look into the future, those who prefer the left, and those who like to turn to the right. There are no barriers to taking part in this competition. It is, in addition to academic and support staff, also open for students and alumni. The biggest winner of the competition should be the sense of togetherness and belonging, which has been the result of the Rector's Cup competition before. But different schools take part and can also involve the so-called free agents who are not involved in any schools at the moment. In 2021, at the end of last year, that is, we carried out a survey asking the students to point out different sports disciplines which could be contained in the new competition for the reformed Rector's Cup. And thus here are the results. The program for the Rector's Cup 2022-2023 will be seen and echoed in several channels, but I can already say that among other things, participants are invited to compete in relay race already on September 22nd, but also quiz, blind volleyball, poker, chess, car pushing, and mobile throwing. And these are just some examples of the disciplines we will have. In addition, in the frames of the Rector's Cup, your school can earn extra points when visiting different cultural and sporting events organized by the university. And we will soon publish the complete list of these activities for you. There are several prizes to be won, but by the end of this academic year, the university will also announce the best school, who will win the Rector's Cup. In addition to this cup, the winning school will get the funding to carry out the selected project. So we will financially support it as well. Ideas competition will be organized in the schools in order to identify the necessary projects. The competition, as you understand, should be more interesting, which enable people to come together. And I hereby officially announce the beginning of the Rector's Cup. At today's festive day, I would like to wish us all to stick together more, notice each other, find joy in other successes, and comfort those who need it. Together we can do it. Happy anniversary of the university to us all. Mente et Manu. Thank you to the Rector. The 104th anniversary speech will be now given by the Professor of the Department of Economics and Finance, Kadri Mänasoo. Dear academic family, Honorable Rector, Management, University Council, dear doctors, alumni, supporters and guests. member of the academic family, I am honored to share with you my thoughts today on the 104th anniversary of the Tallinn University of Technology. Many of my thoughts are derived by the academic work and environment that the university has provided me with. I am convinced that academic work is a privilege, but it's also a responsibility. Researchers and academic staff members have a possibility to concentrate on knowledge, find solutions to the research questions which shape our future, and share the knowledge of the university also outside. Truth is that the public has placed high expectations on the universities. In cooperation with the universities, the state and enterprises look for solutions which enable to carry out green transition, fight with the health crisis caused by COVID, control the price of energy, and promote continuous and inclusive economic growth. These are aims which concern everybody, when the aims are met and also when they're not. But not only results count, but also how to achieve them. The path paved with motivating and supporting values will bring us where we need faster. What role do universities play in forming the living standards of today and tomorrow? And which are the values that enable us to fulfill our task in the best possible way? These are the questions I want to share my ideas on with you today. But I would like to start with the basic level, the level of human beings. The footprint of humans on the world is big and continuous. On the one hand, the footprints can be seen in fine arts, education, science, and human rights, but on the other also in nature destruction, wars, and inequality. When life means constant searching and struggle for some, others are pushing the limits with the great achievements for all of us. How important is it what baggage we will be given at the start of our lives, or what surrounds us on our development path? Are the people able to use their full potential, and will it be valued? Or will there be obstacles on the way which will interrupt them? The question nature versus nurture has been reformulated by gene and behavioral scientists, saying that it is nature and nurture which count. The expression of what is given to us by the nature and its symbiosis with the environment can be the basis for detecting, developing, and realizing the full potential. Does this knowledge enable us to explain the basis of social injustice and fight with it? The understanding that human beings develop in the space which surrounds them puts education in prominent position. Economic psychologist, Nobel Prize laureate Daniel Kahneman has said, "Education is to change what you believe." The 21st century expects involvement, togetherness based on values. The way we treat the world and the ones surrounding us determines what the future will be like. The world seems to be smaller now, and it's just one click away, but at the same time, it's very multi-layered. Self-fulfillment takes many different ways and forms in different domains, places, directly or virtually. The abundance of possibilities are seen by the young people, and they make their decisions based on what is said, or not what is said, but what they see. The world, which is on fast track to climate change and green transition, will rethink economic success. Competition, which is based on reuse of resources, is unthinkable. Facing climate change, COVID crisis, geopolitical conflicts, and war in Ukraine, we will need solidarity and cooperation across the borders, generations, and communities. We often understand welfare on too narrow terms. Welfare does not mean over-consuming, but it's also clean air, water, food, health, security, inclusion, and self-development. Welfare is in the balance between work and private life. It is when you can share your best sides with the society. It's not only important how much welfare in total we have, but also how it is distributed in the society. Inequality cannot be a basis for solidarity. Abid Benjeré and Esther Duflo, the laureates of Nobel Prize in Economy, applied experimental methods to prove the ways of how to reduce economic inequality. The researchers found out that the economic growth as measured by gross domestic product does not necessarily improve people's well-being in a situation where wealth is only shared by few. While political short-sightedness and shadow economy, as well as tax evasion, prevent economic growth from reaching the less well-off, tangible measures such as access to education, healthcare, housing and digital infrastructure are more likely to improve the lives of those in need. Social tensions are also rising in wealthy, highly developed countries. Long-term economic growth is showing signs of slowing down. And one important reason for this is a slowdown in labor supply growth. The more affluent people are, the more they value their leisure time and the less willing they are to exchange it for work and money. Households' consumption preferences have changed significantly. Purchasing tangible goods such as cars, furniture or clothes are being replaced by the sharing economy and services, be it ride-sharing, accommodation, entertainment, training or healthcare. Services, often less productive than physical goods, but also with a lower environmental footprint, are transforming consumption in ways that lead to slower growth, but also a more sustainable economic situation. Statistics from the US and the UK have shown the potential for decoupling economic growth and carbon emissions this century. However, skeptics argue that environmentally sustainable growth is not possible. But slower economic growth creates social tensions and divisions in society, because only under conditions of economic growth and redistribution of income can the weaker members of society get a share of the generated wealth. What is certain, however, is that economic growth in the 21st century, although moderate, must be based on continuity through research and innovation, investment in new technologies, and sustainable use of resources. Our age places high expectations on researchers and universities. The corona pandemic showed that science was the force that brought us back to a normal, or at least an almost pre-crisis way of life. On the other hand, the crisis made the public to voice criticism. We saw mistrust, incomprehension, the questioning of scientists' competence. Disagreement between researchers, which is a natural and necessary part of academic debate, which is understandable here at the university, may not be understandable in the wider public sphere. At least part of society interpreted the divergence in scientists' opinions as a sign of science's failure to provide explanations and solutions. How can we make it more widely understood that the debate, driven primarily by the context of presuppositions, does not mean that the notion of cause and effect is wrong, but the debate is necessary and not only in science? It is self-critical, argumentative and competitive debate that gives us a more holistic vision that creates greater confidence through the ability to anticipate and prepare for different future scenarios. The way in which research questions are posed and solutions sought in a wide variety of scientific disciplines, including those that speak the language of numbers and units of measurement, takes place within a value-based framework. Safety requirements in engineering, reducing the side effects of drugs in medicine, and increasing the utility of the individual in economics are examples of how different scientific disciplines are guided by the same value-based goal of human health and well-being. And this is particularly necessary in interdisciplinary science. In today's world, the value dimension of environment and sustainable development is increasingly dominant. University's capital is knowledge and the capacity to handle and share knowledge. Unfortunately, societies are increasingly judging universities by the market value of the results of academic work. The market knows how to match today's needs with today's opportunities, demand with supply. Fundamental research that looks beyond the future or does not limit itself to a framework of applications may not find a buyer in the market. In the realm of market forces, it would fail. Confidence and faith in the future are the forces that allow science to grow. Both science which is derived from scientific curiosity and that the applications of which are yet to come. Creating and sharing top-level science is expensive, time-consuming and labor-intensive. The collective efforts of researchers, although in different ways, serve the well-being of humanity and its sustainability. The higher the level of development, the longer the time horizon and the more demanding the next steps. The secret of the success of today's prosperous countries lies in continuity. Continuity is inevitable in the development of science. The trust and willingness of voters and taxpayers to consistently support science and universities is an essential pillar of sustainable development. Knowledge-based societies and economies need the capital of trust. It is the trust of voters and taxpayers in science and universities, and the belief in a future is what brings positive effects to the education and its continued development. If science is the key to progress and solutions, why does it need the financial support of the states, that is, the taxpayers? Science is a public good in its character. There is no price on the public good. Its consumption cannot be restricted. Public goods are available to all, free of charge. In the majority of cases, the research output of universities is in the public domain, as well as publications and other intellectual property. The science creates the greatest benefits for humanity while being public good. Marie and Pierre Curie did not patent any of their discoveries. Discoveries with monetary value soared during their lifetimes. Marie Sklodowska-Curie has said, "Radium is an element, it belongs to mankind." The pressure to make universities market-oriented and self-serving inevitably leads to the need to protect intellectual property and to make commercial profit. However, the pursuit of profit inevitably in the context of limited public funding should not distract universities from their primary task of creating a public good. And the mere fact that research and development is a public good and not a market commodity does not make science dependent on the support of the state, that is, of all of our taxpayers. The purpose of science, to look for solutions and to take risks, inevitably entails uncertainty, and in the market, risk and uncertainty have a very high price. According to the endogenous growth theory, human capital and research and development are the drivers of sustained economic growth. These are the forces that drive productivity. Depending on the stage of economic development, productivity increases at two related but distinct levels. Human capital drives productivity growth by harnessing the best available knowledge and technology. In turn, cutting-edge research and development drives productivity to higher levels by creating new knowledge. Empirical research confirms that there is an apparent positive correlation between research and development and economic growth. In countries that push the global frontiers of knowledge and technology, universities in these countries have a global leadership role in the creation of new knowledge and technologies. On the other hand, in countries where the productivity growth relies mainly on the uptake of the best knowledge and technologies, this growth is predominantly driven by human capital. Human capital determines the absorption capacity of knowledge. Universities have a central role to play in shaping the human capital capacity to absorb the best available knowledge and technology. Estonia has clearly set itself the ambition not only to harness the world's best knowledge and technologies, but also to contribute to their creation through cooperation with the world's leading universities. The closer we get to this goal, the more both human capital and research and development will shape the future developments. The starting point for Estonia's economic development today is the accumulation of human capital through all levels of education. In international competition with highly developed countries, the growth of human capital in higher education is particularly crucial. Studies unanimously show that investment in higher education is economically profitable. The returns to higher education are clear both to the graduates and to the government that funds higher education. The average rate of return on investment in higher education in the OECD countries is 12% for graduates, compared to 7.5% in Estonia. By comparison, the historical average return of the world stock markets over 100 years is 7%. In turn, higher education generates significant tax revenues for governments. University lecturers' salaries generate revenue for the state budget in the form of income tax, social tax, sales tax, and excise duties. Taking government revenues together, the return on government investment in higher education is 8.5%, both on the average in the OECD countries and in Estonia. By comparison, in July this year, the yield on the Estonian long-term government bonds was 2.66%. The financial growth rates listed do not take into account the indirect benefits of higher education, such as better health, security for people, stronger participatory democracy. These and other indirect benefits of higher education raise the rate of return to an average of 19% for the graduate and 16 to 17% for the government. So this is an impressive, profitable long-term investment. And all this knowledge raises the obvious question of why the underfunding of higher education continues to be an issue. I'll come back to the economic argument, the drivers of human behavior and the mechanisms of coordination. Whether and to what extent the public will support public funding of universities depends on the way in which the benefits and gains of higher education and research development are distributed in the society. The benefits of R&D and higher education accrue on the one hand as private revenues to businesses and employees, and on the other hand through redistribution of tax revenues to wider society. Where there are few research-intensive firms and/or the role in the economy is limited, relatively few sections of society will benefit from it. The benefits of R&D will be passed on to the general public. If the demand for expertise and skills is limited, the wage premium of postgraduate education will remain low, and there will also be no incentive to invest into long-term academic learning. In such a way, broad-based support for adequate funding of research and higher education is lacking. I stress the word broad-based because this reflects the preferences of most of the voters. Preferences that shape actual policy choices of decisions. Returning to what I said above, positive change will require greater awareness of the life-changing role of science and higher education in our society. It is in the interest of universities and societies as a whole that greater proportion of voters and taxpayers contribute to and take responsibility for the future. How can universities build society's trust in science and education? Clearly, universities have an important role to play in shaping the business, economic and entrepreneurial environment and the public sector as well. Perhaps not enough attention has been paid to universities for playing this role. In partnership with businesses and the public sector, universities have improved and developed innovative technologies, provided environmentally sustainable solutions, developed software, brought innovative products and services to the market, or developed policies based on science. Are the end users of these private and public innovations sufficiently aware of the role of universities in creating new value? Perhaps universities themselves should stand up more strongly to ensure that we are more visible in those things that benefit companies, households, or the public sector. University cooperation agreements with businesses and the public sector should ensure that the university itself is not overshadowed by the final output of innovations to which the university researchers have contributed. The contribution of universities in all forms of cooperation must reach the beneficiaries of innovation, the public. This is a natural way of raising the broad-based trust and value capital that universities need so badly. Strong and broad-based support from society will ensure that universities have sufficient and sustained funding. In turn, with a strong financial base, universities can deliver even higher quality and broader innovation, thereby creating the conditions for improving the well-being of all members of society. To sum up, perhaps we could be guided by the words of Lee Kuan Yew, the founder of Singapore's economic progress and its first prime minister, who said, "Get the basic conditions for prosperity right and success will come." Science is obviously international and is born out of collaboration, comparison, and competition with the best in the field around the world. Nevertheless, we must do our best in order to ensure that the Estonian people, our voters and taxpayers, benefit from our scientific achievements, from the knowledge and skills, and do not be lacking. Working as a researcher, applying for a job as highly educated specialist should be attractive and offer self-fulfillment here in Estonia, like in other highly developed countries. With this thought, I wish to summarize my speech. I wish Tallinn University of Technology determined and continued success. Congratulations to the new doctoral candidates and Mente et Manu. Thank you to the professor, Kadri Männasoo. At the concert part of our today's festive celebration, the academic male choir of the Tallinn University of Technology will be performing Gustav Ernesaks and Eduard Visnapuu, Päike vajus Pärnapuule, conducted by Heldur Harripõrda. Thank you to the academic male choir and the conductor. Ladies and gentlemen, we will continue with the conferral of the honorary doctor. The title honorary doctor is awarded to an internationally renowned scientist, a person of merit, an important actor in the social or cultural field who has contributed to increasing the visibility of the University and the Republic of Estonia and to developing ties with the world. In order to introduce today's honorary doctor, we would like to give the floor to the Director of the Department of Electrical Power Engineering and Mechatronics, Ivo Palu. Dear academic family, today's honorary doctor was born in Morocco in 1963. He received his doctoral degree in 2004 from Helsinki University of Technology, which is now known as Aalto University, where he is currently a professor. His main research interests are numerical modeling of electrical machines, magnetic materials, magnetomechanical coupling problems, and more general areas such as electrical machine failures and diagnostics. He is a member of the steering committees of several leading electrical engineering conferences and academic journals. And he's a senior member of the IEE. Addition to being a research scientist and professor, he's also the Associate Dean of the Faculty of Electrical Engineering at Aalto. Professor Anwar Belashen has spent 10 years of his career as a professor of electrical engineering at Tallinn University of Technology. It is worth mentioning that Anwar's arrival at Tallinn University of Technology was, in a positive sense, a work accident. Namely, the institute had been planning to appoint a professor in a completely different field of electrical engineering as part of DORA activities, but it did not happen. And our today's honorary doctor came to help. And Professor Tapani Jokinen, an associate professor at Tallinn University of Technology, came to the rescue, saying that he had a pretty good guy available in Helsinki. And luckily, Anwari had the desire and the will to accept the offered position. And at that point, nobody understood that he would be just commuting across the bay on a weekly basis. He has taught a number of courses on electrical engineering at all levels of higher education. But here too, the start was not easy, because our students undoubtedly found of Anwar's lectures were not ready for them at first. Because students were not accustomed to the way that they didn't see the lecture every week, but needed to prepare themselves. It was all very surprising. And everything needed to be prepared also in English, which was something new. But students are now accustomed to this attitude and preparation, but at that time it was a little bit of a surprise. During his many years at the Institute, he has published more than 100 notable scientific articles with significant contributions. With his help, 2 of our current researchers have been postdoctoral fellows at Aalto University, and 3 external researchers have been postdoctoral fellows under his supervision. In addition, Professor Belashen has co-authored 2 industrial patents as part of his research at the Institute. From 2011 to 2021, Anwar was visiting professor at the University of Technology, where he was a member of the Electrical Machinery Research Group. Under his leadership and with his participation, 7 research projects have been carried out. He has been supervisor for 5 successfully defended doctoral theses. And also helped to win the first prize at the National Competition for Student Research in 2021 at the doctoral student level. At the time of his arrival at the Tallinn University of Technology, the Department of Electrical Engineering was still operating out of pure inertia. At that time, there was a professor emeritus, an associate professor, a lecturer, and, well, we did not yet know how important two stubborn doctoral students were. The latter two are still staff members of the university and, fortunately, not doctoral candidates anymore, but have become true professionals. And perhaps at that point, there were basically no projects and international contact at the field of electrical engineering. The existing laboratory base existed only in the form of a teaching laboratory, consisting of old, not particularly usable equipment and newer, but not identical equipment. So as a result, there was no technical capacity to carry out international research. With the help of Anur, a research laboratory for electrical machinery was established at Tallinn University of Technology, which has been jointly developed in conjunction with the electrical machinery laboratory at Aalto University, allowing for cross-use where necessary. So today, the lab is functioning, and also there is an electrical machinery research group of almost 10 scientists operating at the highest level of science. And the state recognition also speaks in a loud voice that the research group got yearly science award in 2022. And of course, in this respect, Anwar has been put his contribution in that as well, because Ants Kallas, who has been his supervisee in doctoral and postdoctoral studies, he has become the leader of this research group. And the second doctoral students also is very active in the field, as in the Science Academia of Estonian Young Scientists member. So, in order to sum up, Anwar not only identified the fault in the electrical machinery workshop, but was also able to carry out the necessary diagnostics and repair works, and then restarted the machine to synchronize it with the scientific world. That is perhaps the true value of an honorary doctor. Anwar, thank you for the momentum. So now I'd like to give the floor to the Rector for the conferral of the honorary doctor. Ladies and gentlemen, for the conferral of the honorary doctor, we would like to invite Professor Anwar Belashen to the stage.
very pleased with it. Let me tell you a short story about my journey with TalTech and the university and the group of electrical machines. As was already stated, when I came to TalTech in 2011 as an invited part-time professor within an EU funding scheme, there were very few people working in the group. And this was mainly focused on teaching the basics of electricity and electrical machines. However, I found there two PhD students, I'm speaking about Ants Kallaste and Thomas Weimann, they were struggling with their theses and lacking proper supervision. So I started working with them and found out that they were very motivated researchers and hard workers. They knew what they were doing, and meanwhile, I got to know senior professors who introduced me to the local industry and practices. Within a short time, those two PhD students graduated and started looking for interesting research directions. So together, and with help with the university staff and other research groups, we started looking for ways to fund the research. And meanwhile, we started building an international network. We had lots of conference travels and research visits to other universities and research centers. My role in this was to introduce my young colleagues to my international network and make them known by the international electrical machines and electromagnetic community. It was a rather easy task for me, as Ants and Thomas, and later Anton, they were very open to cooperation and found their way through this with an amazing ease. So after a few attempts, we acquired also sufficient funding, for example, from the Estonian Research Council, the Tiit grants, and the group started growing. First, one PhD student joined the group, and then Anton, who was a postdoc, also joined our group. I organized some postdoc research visits for the members to Finland, and then Thomas obtained also ETAG postdoctoral grant too, and then some more PhD students joined the group, and the number of conference trips just grew very quickly. I never knew how it happens, but the motivation of those people were so that they always managed to secure funding for their conference trips and research. That was quite amazing. They understood from the very beginning that the key to success lies in the internationalization and the building of strong cooperation networks. They also understood that cooperation networks are actually efficient only if each member of the network brings some contribution to it. And that they did in an excellent manner. They contribute by building accurate simulation models of electrical machine, setting an excellent experimental research setup, infrastructure, and they jointly published the research in high-level journals and conferences. So soon after that, Anton, I'm speaking about Anton Rasolki, obtained the professor position in the group, and Ants followed soon. Thomas now is a senior lecturer position, and I believe it is just a matter of time for him to become a professor too. Several PhD students graduated from the group, one of them with a degree from two universities as a co-tutor between Aalto University and TalTech. And it was a pleasure to see that the hard work and the mind openness started producing fruitful results. All this also showed in teaching responsibilities of the group. Thomas took over the management of a whole degree program, and Anton also did later the same, and the number of students that benefit from the group know-how also grew very quickly. This uprising spiral of research and progress just accelerated now. Anthem started very innovative research about additive manufacturing of electrical machines, which is at the top level of the research nowadays, and that was with the help of a PUT grant. And Thomas expanded his research about fault diagnosis and condition monitoring of these machines with an international research grant. Anton digged very much in the control methods and algorithms for these machines. All those was efficiently actually used in TalTech's first autonomous driving bus. You already know about it, and those guys, they were like pioneering that work also. And also resulted in several PhD theses. Besides that, those results, they were also used by the local industry, which actually boosted the impact of the group's research. Now I have to say that the group is so large that it is larger than my group in Aalto University, which I like very much. And the results, of course, speak about themselves. One can check all the copies of the group, and they are highly cited. The group nowadays is being contacted for cooperation from well-known universities around the world, and the research group, just to mention some of them, the University of McGill University in Canada, or the Lund University in Sweden, Laplace Laboratory from France, Ghent University from Belgium, Riga Technical University in Lithuania, Agder University in Norway, or Brno Technical University in Czech Republic. The research in the group is very topical and of high quality, and the composition is very international. In general, at research sites and the research community, the atmosphere is very tight, and there is a fierce competition. However, in this group, in this research group, the atmosphere is rather friendly, and instead of competing, the group is collaborating. And that is a unique feature in research group, and I acknowledge it strongly. So thank you guys for sharing this experience and friendship with me. I'm very proud of you. And I'm sure your success will continue as strong as it has been up to now, or even stronger. And I'm still looking forward to further cooperation. Thank you very much.
Thank you to the honorary doctor, Professor Anwar Belashan. Dear guests, it is now time for us to enjoy the beautiful music. The academic choir will give you a taste of Duke of Questa o Quella from Giuseppe Verdi's opera Rigoletto.
Ei ole argus Mente julge
Thank you to the academic male choir and conductor Valter Soosalu. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now proceed with the conferral of the doctoral degrees. Today, degrees will be awarded to 73 doctors. In order to award the doctoral degrees of the School of Information Technologies, we would like to invite the Rector, Professor Tiit and the Dean of the School, Gert Järvan, to the stage. Tallinn University of Technology confers the doctoral degrees at the School of Information Technology. Robin Benjamin Erminger. Mehdi Hassan Ziko. Sikandar Muhammad Zulkarnain Khan. Ahmed Kagri Bagbaba. Tia Sõmer. Anesh Balakrishnan. Valentina Zapp. Vimal Kumar Dwivedi. Sveta Suran. Inhui Lai. Ali Masood. Collins Burton Vakwata. Vishwayet Patanaik. Alejandro Guerra Manzanares. Eiko Priidel. Thank you to the professor, Gert Järvan. And now we would like to invite the Dean of the School of Engineering, Professor Fyodor Sergeyev, to the stage. Tallinn University of Technology confers the doctorate degrees in the School of Engineering. Le Liu. Sander Sein. Akram Abdallah Mohamed Ibrahim. Tanushka Kamara Teanage. Toivo Varjas. Ivar Kiitam. Jako Siim Eensalu. Siim Küünal. Madis Leinakse. Henri Manninen. Hamidreza Heidari, Anti Hamburg, Xiaofeng Li, Theophilus Oluvarotimi Olatunde Olova, Tobias Häring, Evelin Kivimaa, Mahtiye Najastvade, Oleksandr Matjuškin, Jaanus Hallik, Liina Onga, Villu Kukk, Abel Sepulveda Lugue, Percy Festus Alau, Juri S, Numan Shabir, Olga Pihl. Alo Mikola. Paul Glušejko. Priit Tikker. Navid Alinetšadjan. Feroz Kizani. Ehsan Maierdi. Kätlin Kaare. Hans Tiismus. Javad Karimi. Thank you to Professor Fyodor Sergeyev. Now we would like to ask the Dean Professor Andrus Salupere of the School of Science to the stage in order to confer the doctoral degrees at the School of Science. Tallinn University of Technology confers the doctoral degrees of the School of Science. Mari-Liis Kim. Dmitri Trubitsin. Pia Jõul. Madis Jaagura. Ilmatar Rooda. Kaja Nurm. Kristiina Kaldas. Toomas Põld. Tiina Kontson. Elle Sadam. Merilin Rosenberg. Kairit Teha. Kamini Atintrakumar Mishra. Estelle Silm. Maria Volohova. Julia Gavrilova. Kirilla Meelin. Iram Tufail. Thank you to Professor Andrus Salupere. Now we would like to invite the Professor Enn Listra, the Dean of School of Business and Governance, to the stage in order to confer the doctoral degrees at the School of Business and Governance. Tallinn University of Technology confers the doctoral degrees of the School of Business and Governance. Tatjana Kudratševa. Jana Sepp. Julia Spicher-Krivonosova. Teele Tõnismann. Salah Shafiq. Thank you to the Rector, Professor Tiit Land and Professor Enn Listra, and congratulations to all the doctors. In the name of the doctors, Yuri S. will give you the speech. Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Yuri S. And it is a great honor for me to speak in front of you at the university anniversary festive ceremony. To be honest, I'm not used to the idea that I have a doctoral degree now and I'm not a student anymore. My educational path has been rather long. It's difficult to believe, but about 29 years I've been either a student or a pupil. But the status of a PhD was something which was very romantic. It seemed like something big is ahead of me, but now it's done. I believe my emotions when I got to the entrance exams of the Tallinn Technical University. I came to the main building, which was so big because I've been studying at the Tallinn Technological University of Applied Sciences before. And I did not think that I would ever manage to get to know this building enough. I also did an MA study, and after attaining a diploma, I knew that I wanted to continue in the PhD studies. I've always been interested in road traffic, and my thesis was also dedicated to the fault point system. But my worldview was changed by an event organized by the road administration at the time, specifically the part where Professor Dago Antov gave a lecture on transport planning. After the lecture, I came to talk to Dago, and he ended up being my thesis supervisor at an MA level and later at the PhD supervisor. Dago did what the professor and the university as a whole should do, inspired and led by example. My journey to a PhD was long and quite difficult, but I think it's the same for everyone because at a certain age we have children, we move up to a career ladder and get a job with a big responsibility. It was difficult, but I had a firm goal and I insisted on continuing, in large part to the support of my parents, Yelena and Vladimir, who are sitting in this room today. I'm proud to have got my doctoral degree at TalTech. In my opinion, it's the best university in Estonia. I studied transport planning and was able to continue my research that my supervisor, Professor Dago Antov, started several decades ago. Today's technology has made it possible to optimize many processes and improve methodologies. In my opinion, this kind of succession, where the student continues the work of a teacher, is very important both from a personal point of view and for the university as a whole. I take this opportunity to say thank you again, Dago. It was a great experience. Estonia has a reputation as an IT country. We are known for developing and testing new technologies. We have Skype, WISE, Starship Robotics, and TalTech's self-driving autonomous car. My 4-year-old is not surprised that robots are driving on the street. But a colleague from Austria whom I showed around in Tallinn last week was very surprised. Would we have these technologies if it weren't for TalTech? Certainly not. Today, I can also say that I contribute to the creation of the technology of the future. My doctoral thesis was dedicated to a smart pedestrian crossing that ensures pedestrian safety. Today, such pedestrian crossings are already in use in 6 countries and more are coming also in Estonia. If I recommended something for the future and the current doctoral students, my advice would be take advantage of all the opportunities that the university offers to you, especially cooperation projects and studying abroad. If you need advice, I feel free to ask. I don't know a single person at TalTech who is not helpful. Studying abroad is definitely an opportunity not to be missed. I was able to attend several training courses taught by top scientists from around the world who are the real superstars in my field. It was a great experience, both professionally and emotionally. And if achieving your goal seems hopeless, welcome to the club. Join in. Anything can happen in life, but that's not the excuse for dropping out. After all, anything is possible if you believe in yourself and have the support of your mentor, supervisor, and loved ones. I wouldn't want to speak in the name of all PhDs because everybody's different and we may have differing opinions. But I believe that we agree on one thing. We are proud to have studied at Tallinn University of Technology and graduated from it. And I do hope, and I'm sure, that the university is proud of us too. Thank you all. Thank you to the Dr. Yuri S. Ladies and gentlemen, now it is time for our last grand musical performance. Tallinn Technical University Academic Male Choir, you have the floor. Thank you to the academic male choir of Tallinn University of Technology and the conductor Valter Soosalu. Tallinn University of Technology recognizes on its 104th anniversary with an honorary decoration, a badge Mente et Manu, 6 remarkable people for their great contribution to the development of the University of Technology, higher education and research. We also ask the Mente et Manu laureates to sign the university's Book of Honor. We would like to ask Professor Tiit and Vice Rector for Research, Professor Maarja Kruusmaa, to take the stage for the issuing of the awards. For the honorary decoration, a badge Mente et Manu, we recognize the long and outstanding work of our former colleague who, as a sound director and multimedia specialist, ensure the high-level technological realization of all the university's festivities in this very hall from 1967 to 2019. Mr. Felix Aarman. With the honorary badge Mente et Manu, we recognize for his long-standing and outstanding contribution to the development of the Estonian Maritime Academy at the field of maritime education and the law of the sea, Associate Professor Anatoli Alop, who unfortunately was not able to attend today's ceremony. With the honorary badge Mente et Manu, Professor Emeritus Ennet Kolbret is recognized for the long-standing and valuable contribution to the development of the Estonian economic education. Mente et Manu badge is issued for outstanding achievements in the leadership of the Institute of Energy Technology, in the development of research cooperation in Estonia and internationally, and in ensuring the next generation in the field of thermal engineering. Professor Emeritus Andres Siirde. Mente Manu honorary badge is issued for the Vice Dean of the Faculty of Natural Sciences for outstanding services in the development of the university's teaching field in 2012 to 2022, Professor Toomas Tamme. Honorary badge Mente Manu is issued to the first rector and the current director of the IT College for his effective teaching, research and training of the new generation of top IT professionals, Kalle Tammemäe. Thank you to the rector and to the vice rector, and congratulations to all of the laureates of Mente and Manu honorary badge. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached to the last festive ceremony of our anniversary ceremony. That is the title of the Alumnus Alumni of the Year. Arvo Orn will have the floor to introduce them. Dear academic family, dear alumni, Tallinn University of Technology recognizes the title of Alumni of the Year once a year. This tradition was initiated in 1996 when the alumni organization at the university put it down in the statutes. The Alumni of the Year will be one who has been contributing to the society of Estonia in the field of technology, culture, or social sciences, or has had very important role to play. And we have given out several titles of the Alumni of the Year already. This year, the Alumni of the Year 2022 will be elected. Graduated in 1994 in the field of technology. He has gone through an American type of career, started as an internship trainee, and our association selected him because he has considerable services in the renewal and reforming of the engineering studies at the Tallinn University of Technology. He has been able to design the curriculum and has supervised also practical internships, introduced engineering and IT fields in different general schools. Also, the scholarships by his supervision and mentorship has been supporting several students throughout the years through the scholarship fund. And in addition to all of these achievements, he's a great person. Leho Kuusk is the Alumnus of the year 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, if you may, I would like to say a couple of words. Dear Rector, dear management of the university, dear guests, it is a great honor for me to take this title in the name of the university. Alumnus of the Year seems like a very grand title. I see this as a recognition also to AV and our colleagues who have actually worked a lot in order to support the students at TalTech through help and aid programs, through lecture series, through also helping to reform the study curriculum. In this sense, I can say that this truly was a teamwork, and together we can achieve so much more. As Arvo mentioned, I made it to the association through the University of Technology. As a result of the University of Technology, many of my colleagues have been recognized on the highest level outside of Estonia, either working in Estonia or in different international enterprises and organizations abroad. I know that no industry in Estonia can manage without the specialists with higher education in the field of technology. And in order to support the sustainability of this education, we have to already see that in the level of the basic school, youth would be interested in university studies, and we have to uphold this interest. And I would like to call upon all of you alumni to support this aim, whether it be as parents, entrepreneurs, or former students. I promise to cooperate tensely with the university in the future as well. And I promise to find ways of how to make student years here for you the most useful ones. Thank you. Thank you to Arvo On, and congratulations to the Alumnus of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, before we can all sing academic anthem Gaudeamus together, we are happy to show you a video performance of our folk dance ensemble Kuljus, and it is a world premiere. Thank you to the folk dancing group Kuljus for this nice video, as well as for having helped us to organize the festive ceremonies for years. Dear guests, the festive ceremony will end with the singing of Gaudeamus and with the carrying out of the flags. Please exit the hall after the flags have been carried out.